This is the JJO Morning Show podcast with Johnny and D. Listen, rate, subscribe.
The second greatest band ever, AC/DC, next to Pop Evil.
Leigh.
I love that intro. That's a nice intro.
Man, dude, I can kiss ass with on the fly if I have to.
Hey, man, you're definitely good at it. It works. It works.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Nice.
Leigh Kakatay for Pop Evil. Everybody get up!
What up, dude? How are
What's
you?
up? Good. How are you guys?
Fantastic.
I love that.
The Halloween show in Madison. Talk to me. Are you dressing up?
That's
You know what? We just been talking about it. I think we're going around. I think it's going to take about 2 weeks to fight about it. What everyone wants to do first, and then
nice.
see what we end up on. So that's going to be worth the ticket right there.
See, this is the best part about Halloween. It's like the build-up is actually better than the holiday.
100, the planning, all of that,
know.
yeah.
You get to. I go to Menards and I stare at the little funny funeral parlors.
Yeah.
I thought I was the only one.
No, dude.
Menards one of my favorite spots.
I
It's a good spot.
I saw you there.
You did. I was the guy hiding in the back aisle there.
Dude, this sweet DJ money cannot afford some of those stupid castles at Menards. Well, I got a credit card. That's all good, man. No, I love Halloween. It's tell me at least, Leigh, you're gonna have in the show, which goes on sale in 1 hour and 8 minutes. You need that giant Skeletor from Home Depot.
Oh, the 12-footer, yeah.
The 12-footer, dude.
You know, I just, it's funny you say we were talking Menards. I usually, when I get home this time of year, I just do the round robin, right? Home Depot, Menards, Lowe's. I just do them all, man. It's like you bring the fam and friends. It's like a big old event, man. And you don't even have to go and wait on the weekend. You just, any day of the week, man, you just do that. And then those spots are always waiting for you. But yeah, you're right. I need lots of that.
Oh, man.
All over the stage.
Would you I got a buddy that's got the Skeletor. Are you just allowed to tell somebody what you want on stage? You have that kind of control?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much we've talked about the stage yet with the band, but I mean, I think we can always find a spot for Skeletor.
Oh man, dude!
I mean,
all right.
If not, we're gonna. If not, we can just tape them to the front of the bus. The tour bus.
Ooh, that's cool. I tell you what I'll do.
Down the road.
I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll hook up with the very attractive Nigel Dupree and give him the word on Skeletor, dude.
Oh, dude, yeah.
But I think that Nigel can always make something happen with Skeletor for sure.
Yeah.
He's got the magic. He's got the magic mind.
He does. We're in touch with him all the time, man. Hey, dude. By the way, Leigh. I don't know if you're. I assume you're a fan. The effing Detroit Lions, dude.
Oh man, don't even get me going. I was just talking to about 400 of my text messages I woke up to today. I was talking to one of my close buddies I grew up with, and I'm just like, is this real life right now? I don't think there's ever been. I don't even know how to feel. I got to be honest, in my whole existence of living, I don't think I've ever started a football season with this kind of a glow. I don't even know what to do. It's exciting. It's exciting.
I think this is what real happiness feels like.
It sounds like it.
This is it. This was it. I forget about being in a band or anything like that. This is like true. This goes back deep. This goes back years of pain. And I don't know. I saw this article online last night before I hit the sack, and obviously I was reading everything I could about now what are the people saying about Detroit, and then I love this one article. It was this guy who posted, and it was everything about my life is about Detroit losing. Everything about my existence. I was a kid, and he's talking about this Packer game where Sterling Sharp catches the touchdown pass at the end, and he literally cried from his seat at the game to all the way back to his hour drive to his house. And I was like, that was me, bro. I remember crying my eyes off too. I just wasn't at the game. I couldn't avoid the game, so I was just doing it at home. And it's just so. And his article was like, I don't know what to do if they would ever start winning. So again, it's just game one. The Chiefs had a lot of opportunities to have won the game and didn't. So I don't know if I'm ready to start going,
right.
Big cockiness like I had the Packers tradition behind my back for all this time. So I don't want to get too ahead of ourselves here, but it was definitely exciting to see. And I think even for most people, to see the Lions that have been down to see that game last night had been exciting.
Leigh, I saw a stat this morning, and I kind of remembered this. It's football season; you got to kind of get your brain back in gear. But they're 9-2 in the last 11 games. The Detroit Lions.
Incredible. Incredible.
They beat us. I mean, they took us out of the playoffs last year. And what you just described was me growing up just south of Cleveland, Ohio, with the Cleveland Browns. I took a Sunday beating from my father with a Hot Wheels track for 17 years of my life. Every time the Browns lost.
Dude, I'm not your therapist.
All you had to do was say Browns fan, and I don't need to say no more. I know. You dealt with the same thing I've dealt with your whole life.
Misery loves company, and we're right down the road from each other. But let's all enjoy the fact that the Kansas City Chiefs right now are the worst team in football.
You know what? I'm not mad about it.
Isn't it great? Dan Campbell could run for governor right now and get elected in Michigan.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it.
Well, congrats, dude.
What they were saying, too, that it was the first time the season tickets sold out at Ford Field in its existence. So, I mean, they don't play games with their support. So, we'll see. We'll see how it ends up.
I think we got to play them here in the month of September. I think they might be in Green Bay. We'll see. God, I'm scared for that game.
Yeah, that's going to be. I don't know. We'll see.
Congrats on the new.
Green Bay always figures something out, though. They always figure something out.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Well, let's get past the Bears, and that's going to be a big tell for us on Sunday in Chicago. Sure. No, I was going to say congrats on the new record, man.
Thank you so much. We're definitely excited about it, and excited to finally be your way playing the new stuff. So we it's been fun, man. It's been fun so far.
So when Pop Evil puts a record together, is it so routine to be like successful, or do they just like fall in your lap, these songs? How does it work?
No, I was actually just saying. I was just talking to a couple of band members just a couple of days ago, and I'm just like, I just have no idea. You know, I guess probably you always say that though when you're in the middle of a touring cycle on the album. You know, you're like, what are we going to write? And you wonder about a year from now, you know, what are the songs that are going to be created that become a part of your set list and that. And no, I think it's always stressful for me. I mean, I think probably I put way too much stress on it. I'm trying not to overthink it anymore. You know, just try to enjoy the ride. And when you've been around as long as we have, you just gotta sometimes appreciate the journey. And
do you just
keep challenging yourself? You know.
And I don't know if I've ever asked you this. Do you try to spread the creativity around, or do you like carry the load? How do you do that through the years?
I mean, it comes from anywhere. You know, I think at this point in your career, you're always looking at that idea that'll spark it. I mean, the band doesn't really write lyrics, and now that we have a new bass player, Joey Walser, he's the bass player for Egypt Central and the Bar of the Day as well. He writes. Oh. So, last record, him and I wrote a little bit together. We're going to try to do more of this record. And I know that sometimes when you bring in that new spark, it just can trigger a melody. It can trigger a phrase or a concept that just kind of spills all this stuff out of you, So it's fun, man, but I'm always open to, and I think for me, when you're a singer, and again, there's always that one person in every band that's 100% that band, and that's me. In my band, so it's always different for me to try to find a different spark and to try to find to almost not sing the same song or that same chord progression over and over, because when you've been this will be our 8th album coming up, we already have so many songs and hit songs that you want to give the fan base an opportunity to get a different look when they come see you live, So we're always thinking about that live show as well.
Hell yeah. Well, and I will say, dude, I mean, obviously we've known you since the beginning. And
for sure.
This new stuff that you have out, I mean, you guys, you've definitely grown every record, but this latest record is just, I feel like it was a huge step for you. And the whole band, and I just couldn't be prouder and happier for you. And I know you put the work and the time in, and you're always trying to get better at your craft. And I think that hard work definitely shows, man. And I'm just super proud of you, man.
Yeah, thank you so much, Biatch. You've obviously been there since day one, So it's just it has, man. You're constantly trying to better yourself, and I think that's where the true fun comes. When you get to that point in your career, you're not worried about the neighbor as much. You're worried about yourself. You're worried about, okay, I got to outdo that last album. I got to do that outdo that last hit. And it's and being I think we're on Skeletons at the moment, so a mid-tempo ballady song. I mean, it always goes up against Torn to Pieces in our catalog. Like when you have a song that's affected people's lives and. We talk about all the time when, you've been around to at some point you have nostalgia, at the format. You have this vibe that when people come to a show, there's that line that's like, the songs are theirs now. I mean, they've been around for, 10 plus years, some of that older stuff in the Pop Evil catalog that, they certainly want to hear it. you want to play the new stuff. It's juggling that dynamic of old school pop evil and new school pop evil that I think is now starting to make it more fun for our fans when they come see us live. I mean, the show is the best pop evil show it's ever been. You know, I mean, we're at a better place, you know, internally. I think after the pandemic, we all went back and had to look at ourselves in the mirror. And those who really wanted to do this stayed, and those who wanted to go do other things, they went and did other things.
Yeah.
So, you know, it was. I know for the five of us, we had to, in order to come back, we had to kind of, you know, call each other out, trim the fat, so to speak, and any kind of animosity we had against each other or the format or the business, we had to just let that go. You know, I think it just all, after that pandemic, it let us be grateful for the fact that, you know, we have fans, and, you know, we have songs that we've created, you know, over the test of time, and we really want to better ourselves and grow. And I don't think there's ever an opportunity to just be complacent and be, oh yeah, well, that song did so well, let's just sit out and ride this out. You know, I think that pop evil's got a lot to prove, and we feel like, you know, we're still very young, even though we've been around a minute. We're still very young to our identity, anyways, at the format. So, you know, we just keep trying to chase that and trying to take it up a notch. And, you know, we're definitely, when it's time to write this next record, which hopefully a little bit at least by the end of the year, if not definitely in the next year. And that's the cool thing about the business now. I mean, it's next album, next song up. It goes really quick with this streaming world, and, you know, where radio at as well. It just bam, you go on to that next song, you go on to that next album every year and a half, 2 years. So it's pretty steady, but, you know, your catalogs quickly grow. You know, now you're on 8 albums before you even knew it. You know, just yesterday we were on the 2nd and 3rd. So it's a challenge, but, you know, we're definitely you know, excited. This is our first year back since that pandemic. So, where we were actually playing a full year. So, I mean, you know, look, we're grateful. We're blessed. We're just trying to stay humble and keep with it.
Yeah, for sure. Is there a certain kind of freedom that comes, like, I mean, you talking about how you've been in the format for a decade or so now, and obviously you have success and name recognition. Is there a freedom in that where you're like, okay, I'm not feeling the pressure to maybe write a song that can appeal to, you know, whatever, a vast group of people. Now I'm just writing a song for me as the artist, what I need to write to get out?
I mean, I think for me, there's more pressure, you know, because when you have some kind of a name, there's an expectation, you know. So it's with Pop Evil. I mean, sure, you know, we've evolved in the studio. I think for every band's different. For us, you know, when we came in the business, the budgets that labels were giving bands were starting to drop. So we never had that extra money to sit in the studio for a year. You know, I mean, nowadays we on this most recent album, we took a year to do it. You know, we were like, finally we had enough success where we're like, okay, we don't have to, if anything, we had to take time off from touring because we tour so much, it was starting to hurt the band, you know, 'cause it's like, look, if we don't take time out, you know, the promoters, we're oversaturating these markets. We have to figure out how to just stay away, you know, and I know our families, you know, back home that are kind of taking care of the bills and taking care of the foundation for us individually. You know, they were getting to a place where it's like, look, you know, we need y'all home, like to help us now. I mean, at some point, 10 years and longer, you know, how many credit cards can you charge? How many debts can you rack up? It's like, you know, and I think for most bands, especially newer bands coming up, I mean, you risk everything to be there. And any band that's been around for that many years has put it all on the table, you know. And I think for us, if anything now, it's more pressure in a way that, you know, okay, now we have to better that album. We have to better the past, and, you know, and it's changing. I think that, you know, we're certainly where radio is now when we first started, and certainly when I met you guys at JJO, it's just different. You know, you look at these bands, the Warped Tour, when Warped Tour went away, it's all this young surgence of awesome, exciting up and coming bands that now are, you know, starting to break into the avenues that they have. And, you know, radio is still a very powerful tool, certainly, to Pop Evil. It's an outlet that's broke us. We love our radio family, and you know, we're so grateful. But it's interesting how it's evolved now, and this young youthfulness has come and it's given a surgence, kind of a kick in the pants to all us bands that had been at radio before, and you know, the way they're recording, it's awesome to kind of go back in the studio with these producers and still keep old elements that, you know, got Pop Evil to where it is, but at the same point, you know, not being afraid to experiment with sounds and different techniques to bring in younger, youthful audiences to grow your band. I mean, if you're not going to get the youth, your band's not going to grow, you know, and when you don't have that exposure on TV that it once was, you have to be creative in how you're going to grow your markets, and certainly the the festivals have been great ways where you get that many people now that come out and they want to see a big gathering of rock and metal bands. So, you get these opportunities where people are, you feel like anyways it's starting to shift a bit, and rock and metal are really coming back. And of course I'm a little biased because that's my everything. But you really see it from the early days in these festivals, and even the big JJO festivals we'd always do. You see this. Wisconsin's it's a little bit not fair because the fans there are truly, and you obviously JJO listeners are among the rare listeners in the country that really support. I mean, just the state of Wisconsin in general. It doesn't matter if you're playing a small festival, in the smallest corner of Wisconsin, or if you're playing the biggest stage. I mean, people come out, and they're just the way that people love rock. And I always say to our Michigan faithful, and if you're listening to the interview, we're a Michigan band, and I grew up very sports-minded, of course, so you were very competitive with Wisconsin because we share the same water area, the lake, right? So we'd always grow up in sports, and even my old friends back home, they'd be like, so who else where's some favorite places you love to play? And we always say, and we've said from the beginning, Wisconsin. And now it's arguable, as big as we are in Michigan, I think, Wisconsin rivals that. I mean, everywhere we play in the state of Wisconsin is just through the roof. So Wisconsin's a little bit tougher market to gauge because it's just so unique in all the right ways. But for the rest of the country, it varies. Sometimes you can play those shows and it's super, super packed, and then you'll play those other markets that just, for whatever reason, it just doesn't connect. You know what I mean? And so it's just chasing those things down. And I think that's what the true definition to me of a rock star in this day and age is. It's the grind. It's the battle. You know what I mean? It's almost like you're the janitor of the music business. You work on the holidays, you work on the weekends, because it's just, you don't get those spoiled treatments that these other genres are able to entertain. See, yeah, go ahead.
No, I thought the DJs were the janitors of the business. Now you're taking the mantle, dude.
That's probably true. I don't know. Some of these DJs are throwing cakes at people and really spinning the tracks. I don't know. I mean, I see a lavish life for you.
Well, let me tell you, 3:30 in the morning when you're going to bed doesn't feel that lavish. It's not.
You know what? Probably not.
Not as sexy as it sounds, but it's all good. Well, dude, we'll let you go. The show is on sale in 53 minutes. It's probably going to sell the hell out at the Sylvie.
We cannot wait. One of our favorite places to play in all the country. The Sylvie's amazing. And then Halloween, come on, what more do you want? We're going to have Skeletor on stage. Like, let's go, bro. Let's go.
Oh, man, Skeletor and Leigh in a Green Bay Packer jersey.
Oh, dude. I'm down, man. Hey, I got a few of them. I'm not afraid.
I know. If you're listen, if you're going to take a bite and $1 out of Wisco, you got to put the goddamn jersey on. I mean, come on, dude.
Man, and that's the deal. That's the deal. I got nothing but love now. It's all good.
All right, man. Tickets on sale, like I said, 52 minutes. Biatch, the hookup is?
Trust the ticket link at WJJO.com.
Leigh, we love you, man. We appreciate you calling.
We love you back. Can't wait to see you guys in person. Give you a big hug.
People, relax.
What a complete waste.
We are killing it online. Have you guys checked the comments?
Of cyberspace.
Smoke That Skin Wagon says, you guys are killing it.
The JJO Morning Show Podcast.
We're internet sensations.
Johnny and D, nowhere but JJO.
All right, so Ace Hardware. Friendly hardware folks.
They're too friendly. I don't need a hug when I walk in.
They're so handsy over there.
So handsy. It's personal service. Let me hold your hand. Where would you like to go here at Ace?
Is anything bothering you today?
Right. Yeah, my lawnmower's broke.
Anyway, a parolee in Ohio wandered around an Ace Hardware store on Tuesday before asking an employee where the hedge clippers were, and the employee took his hand and showed him over to the aisle.
Oh, yeah.
And then the man used the clippers to cut off his damn ankle monitor.
That's glorious.
He stashed it in an aisle, and then he, made his way through to the exit. Even grabbed popcorn on the way out. I get the PC2, please.
It's incredible.
Here's the manager, Cheryl, talking about what went down.
Maybe he thought that it was an out-of-the-way spot, that he could just come in, and we have hedge clippers. The other stores in the plaza do not have them. And we were the helpful hardware folks with the hedge clippers. Yes, we were.
Did she just work a plug in there? I didn't even see it coming.
That's pretty good. Way to go, Cheryl.
You're going to jail too, Cheryl. So don't think for a second, Cheryl, you're getting out of this.
I love that he grabbed the free bag of popcorn on the way out.
It's hilarious. I have no job. I have no money. And I'm going to eat all of your popcorn.
So they didn't catch him.
You're going to say no to a guy with hedge clippers coming after the popcorn? No.
He was caught on surveillance footage, but they didn't get him actually cutting the monitor, but they got him stashing it.
Are they? What are those, like plastic, hard plastic? Or
I don't know.
It wouldn't be a...
You'd think it would have to be plastic because if it was cloth, it would get bacteria.
Right. Something you could hose off if you were out messing around.
Right. The store called the Ohio Adult Parole Authority.
Yeah.
And they came in and collected the monitor. I mean, they're not going to have any problem finding him, obviously. But we don't know what additional charges he's going to be facing, but it ain't going to be good.
You think it would have been easier to go with, like a box cutter? Something with a shorter head, you know?
Yeah.
Because hedge clippers, those are long blades to get under there.
Yeah.
Aren't they? And I assume that's pretty snug on the ankle. I don't know. I'm a fine, upstanding citizen. I've never had an ankle bracelet on.
Yeah, I've never.
But it's just as far as a mechanical, like an angle on it. I don't know. Well, anyways, it worked.
Yeah.
And my Ace Hardware in DeForest doesn't have popcorn.
Fleet Farm's got popcorn at the gas station. When you get gas at Fleet Farm. Yeah.
Really?
So you walk in there and it smells like fresh popcorn.
That's unbelievable. Yeah. That's unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
I love bars with fresh popcorn. Everybody's getting their greasy, gross hands in there. I don't care.
Yeah.
Now I expect popcorn at my Ace Value.
Well, you should go in there and talk to him about it.
That is so bizarre. They really do have a tool for everything, don't they?
I mean, that would have to take some time, don't you think? I mean, like, I don't feel like it would snip off very easily, even with the hedge trimmer. But I don't know. I don't know what they're made of either.
Okay, so I don't understand how this works. Wouldn't you want to take your monitor off at your house so your parole dude thinks you're at home?
It's as long as you're in your radius.
Yeah, gotcha. Your 20-mile, 10-mile radius.
They're going to find you.
Right.
I mean, clearly he's not thinking ahead.
Well, no, it just seems like it'd be less questionable.
If it was at home,
he's been at Ace Hardware for 3 days.
Right.
Wow, he can't really decide on what he needs, what color paint to pick.
I hear what you're saying. I don't really know how often they're checking your actual location.
Probably not much.
Until you set the dinger off.
Right.
You know, you get out of your radius, and then they get a warning or whatever.
Well, why would you call it a monitor if you're not monitoring?
Well, we do not have enough people that are parole officers or probation officers. We're lacking all kinds of people.
Sounds like a false sense of security, biatch.
In our Department of Corrections.
Let me see if I have a criminal mastermind on the phone. Hello?
Well, if you cut it off, wouldn't that be considered escape?
Well, yeah.
Well, sure. Sure. Then what? You go to jail?
Well, they'll throw you in jail for a little bit until you see the judge again.
I mean,
I would think so.
I mean, I assume you plan on something more criminal activity if you're hell bent on taking your ankle bracelet
off. Right, or you're
off.
like, man, I just got to get out of town.
Right.
Just need to get away for a little bit.
If you cut it off enough times, maybe the judge will get pissed off that he'll throw you in prison for a little while.
Right.
Kind of like a dog wetting on the rug, you know.
Right.
How many times you do that before you rub his nose in it?
Yeah.
Interesting. All right.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Hey, D, can you spin Wilby Fallen?
All right, dude. You got it.
Thank you. Bye.
Is Tourette's acting up? What was going on there?
I like it.
Hi, how's it going?
Ace is the place where you pay twice as much for a can of paint.
Dave, you're not allowed to say it out loud. We all know it. We don't say it. Dave. Dave.
Sacre bleu.
So baguette for everyone. Yeah.
Rock and roll.
The price is wrong, bitch. Bam.
Have a good one. Have a good time, baby.
Hey, Dave, you're paying for convenience. Son of a bitch. You forgot the golden rule of Ace Hardware, you son of a bitch.
Well,
pay for.
Oh, Jesus, calm down.
Pass me the ear medicine. I'm having a stroke. Stroke it out.
Isn't it because they're all locally owned?
I don't mind paying extra.
Smaller.
I duly noted, Dave.
Right.
I don't mind
They're
paying
not
it.
getting the big bulk discount
Right.
that the giant places
But you know what? When when was the last time I went to Ace? You know what I bought? I bought a little rope thing so my tree wouldn't blow over. You know, the 3-point rope system that you wrap around your little new tree, your sapling.
Didn't it die anyway?
No, but you have to anyways. And it was like $10, and I'm like, God damn, it's so much money. I could make one at home for nothing. But then I realized I didn't have any rope.
Yeah.
And I sure as hell wasn't going to run 30 minutes to Home Depot.
Is $10 a lot?
I don't know. Seems like a lot.
I feel like you can't leave the house without spending $80.
But it's like, there's these dudes working there, and they're all homers, and I'm like, I don't mind paying it.
Right. I'm helping to pay for Jack's insurance.
Right. And then there was one guy there, he seemed a little slow, and I'm like, he'd probably never get a job at the big box store. I'm like, I don't mind it. He was. It took him 3 minutes to walk 4 aisles. It's fine. I don't mind it. So keep basing, baby.
I don't know if that's the plug they're looking for.
Whenever I leave, I turn around, I salute, and I go, Ace is up. And I go about my day.
All right.
We thought uploading to the cloud was something completely different. The JJO Morning Show Podcast. Johnny and D, JJO.
Okay, so the one chip challenge. Have you done the one chip challenge?
I refuse to do that to my butthole.
I did the one chip challenge with Pat Gallagher.
Really? Mm-hmm. Was it a beer
For
tasting?
Feed the Resistance. Yeah.
There we go. What'd you wash it down with?
I can't remember.
I don't think gasoline would wash that burn out of your throat.
I remember I was mad at him for making me do it.
Yeah. Is it the coffin box with the chip in? What's wrong with you? You're 40 now, dude. You have gastrointestinal issues.
Well, Pat's older than I am, and he did it, and I can't be a pussy. Yeah. Let's see.
You'll learn. Freaking kids.
Okay. So the beer I picked was the Tropical Silk Shake Pastry Cream Ale from Youngblood. Because it had pink guava, coconut, vanilla, and lactose, which is all things that would, I thought...
Yeah, kill the spice.
No.
Neutralize the spice.
There ain't nothing neutralizing the spice.
I heard it's horrible. I heard it's just like 45 minutes of pain.
It did not last 45 minutes for me. No.
Oh, interesting.
25 minutes or so, maybe.
Like on a scale
but
of...
But it wasn't... It was awful out the gate. Yeah. But the whole 25 minutes wasn't terrible.
Like on your tongue? Like on your throat?
And in belly.
Yeah.
Bernie.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What'd you do? Did you jump up and down, roll around on the floor? What'd you do?
No, I cursed at Pat a bunch. And then, I just went about my day.
You just wrote it out.
I knew it was going to be over.
Yeah.
It's not going to last forever.
How did your beehole feel? Because that's usually the...
It was fine. I think it was fine because it wasn't a whole lot of anything.
That's a big part of the problem of getting older with that spicy stuff.
Is the butthole regret, fire in the hole.
Yeah.
But. So this is from Thanksgiving of last year when we did it. What does it say?
Yeah, you've got a higher pain tolerance to the spice than I do.
Okay. Well, there's a problem.
Well, did you eat the whole chip? Is that the challenge? You have to eat a whole chip?
No, because it's one chip, and so me and Pat had to share.
How much is one chip?
What do you mean? How much is one?
Well, how much is the chip?
It's like $10. But yeah, so we broke off a piece, each and ate it.
I heard you're supposed to, it'll burn your hand, too.
I don't know.
Did they just make that up? Maybe they just said it.
So, the Packy One Chip Challenge, it's no longer going to be available in stores because somebody died. So, 14-year-old boy died from eating one of the goddamn chips.
No.
Challenge involves eating a spicy chip. It contains Carolina Reaper and Naga Viper peppers.
Yeah.
So this is the high school basketball coach, Doug, talking about the passing of Harris, and then Dr. Lauren Rice talking about how the chip can affect a person.
Very quiet kid when you first meet him. Not a child of many words. Very smiled, very positive. So it was definitely difficult.
It could cause difficulty with breathing. I think it could cause issues with the esophagus.
It says right on there that it's not for kids.
Well, there's obviously problems with the kid.
You would think.
Yeah. I mean, how many people have lived through it?
Okay, there we are.
I mean, there's got to see. I don't know if I agree with that. Are they going to stop making it?
They're just pulling it for now.
They're going to have to put it behind the glass with the razors and.
Well, like they did that. Remember the gummy bear? The atomic gummy bear. That was So, viral food trend on social media involves eating a spicy chip containing Carolina Reaper and Naga Viper peppers, following an uptick in minors consuming the product against the package's warning, including a 14-year-old boy who died after eating a spicy chip. Packy issued a statement. While the One Chip Challenge is intended for adults only, we have seen an increase in teen usage of the product. We care about all of our consumers and have made the decision to remove the product from the shelves. The product's label clearly states it is not for children or anyone sensitive to spicy foods or who has food allergies or is pregnant or underlying health conditions. So I feel like the company did their part. There had to be an underlying health issue with this kid or an allergy they didn't know about.
So you're saying they're showing a little backbone. They're showing a little character.
No, because they're pulling it. But I feel like they did everything right on the front end.
Oh, well, they're not getting sued, I hope. Okay.
No.
All right. Well, that would piss me off.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying if they're, not thinking about the almighty dollar, I'm like, okay, let's rethink our marketing on this thing for a minute.
So Packy previously sold the singular spicy chip for $10. Specified the rules on its websites where to eat the entire chip, wait as long as possible before drinking or eating anything, post your reaction on social media, #One Chip Challenge, and mention Packy chips. Website also posts warnings, including a note to keep out of the reach of children.
Well, that basically just begs you to eat 3 of them.
You ain't going to eat 3.
Well, I'm just saying, that's the kid brain at work.
Right. Another notice points to the severity of the spice. After touching the chip, wash your hands with soap and do not touch your eyes or other sensitive areas.
Well, I'd like to know on an autopsy what the problem was.
Yeah. I think we're still waiting.
Yeah.
So mom said that she got a call from the school nurse that said that her son had fainted after eating the chip.
Yeah.
High school sophomore was picked up from school, and by 4:30, family members reportedly found him passed out. So that sounds like that's a slow.
What's the one ingredient, the C word? Not that one.
Hello. You are what you eat. You know what I'm saying?
The Caspian.
Yeah.
The one thing that burns soft tissue.
Wasn't they? Yeah.
Whatever it's called.
I think it's Caspian.
Yeah, it's like bad.
Well, that's the rating scale, isn't it?
Oh, I thought it was the ingredient. Like your stomach's bleeding for 3 days and then you.
Yeah. The Caspian pepper scale.
Oh, okay.
So Caspian is the chemical in chili peppers that gives them their heat.
Okay.
So, yeah. Anyway, so they took him to the hospital, pronounced dead. I don't know what to tell you. It sounds like, if it took that long, if he ate it Friday afternoon, then fainted at school, Ma picked him up. By 4:30, they found him passed out.
Mm-hmm.
They probably should have taken him to the hospital, but hindsight is 20/20, right? It sounds like he had an allergy.
Absolutely. And if there's a lawsuit, then I got a problem with it. If the company's pulling it on their own and saying,
they would not. I don't think they would stand a chance in a lawsuit just because of all of the warnings that are very clear on there.
Right.
I think
and
the
how many
companies...
how many people have eaten it?
Oh, my God, so many.
And the judge would eat a chip and go, I don't see the problem here, guys.
Yeah.
I eat one every day for lunch. Yeah. Yeah, weird.
It sucks. I feel bad for the family. And they're saying he had no pre-existing condition, but this is also what, they say that when the kid dies at their heart explodes at a basketball game.
Sure.
They didn't know that they had a heart issue or whatever, right? Yeah.
Yeah, you'll have to put it back there with the cigars and cigarettes.
Right?
Behind the counter. And then you'll have to show ID to buy a chip.
The Sudafed.
What great advertising.
So.
Well, and then at that point, I guess it could go unchecked. I was going to say, you'd think something would have shown up earlier in the kid's life that they would have had some idea. I mean, usually if you have allergies, I knew I had allergies early. I was getting shots 3 times a week.
Capsaicin.
Capsaicin, dude.
That's how it is.
Lovely in the spring.
So, I don't know where we're going to take it from there. I'm sure they're just waiting for it to cool off a little bit.
Well, if you go down that road, though, now you're looking at ghost peppers, peanuts. You can only do so much warning, and then, we can't save you from yourself.
Well, and I whenever these things happen, I always go back to like what you brought up earlier, where it's like, how many people have done it,
right,
and have been fine. Statistically, this is an anomaly. It's just.
And if they would, who's the brand? I don't even know who they are.
Packy, which is a division of.
That's what I was wondering. Is it a conglomerate? Is it a
everything? Every piece of food you put in your mouth comes from one of 3 companies.
You're very adamant about that.
Yeah, because we're FUBAR, okay? I don't know. I'll find it. Who they're conglomerate is in a second. I wonder if they'll settle. Amplify Snack Brands, which is Hershey.
I would not be surprised if Hershey stopped making the product or selling the product.
You think so?
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised at all. Or they sold it off. I don't know. Do you need that kind of PR? Hey, our chips killed 13 people. Hey, grab one today. It's the chip that kills. I don't know.
Yeah,
I guess they didn't stop selling Tide Pods.
Or hot dogs.
Hot dogs have killed more people than the plague. But we don't talk about it.
I know, dude.
I think the first hot dog started the plague. We don't talk about such things.
Yeah.
But that would be, I guess it'd be like, would that be like stop selling peanuts? Because it kills people?
I think you.
It's weird. It's a weird, and I guess it comes down to a board meeting. It's like, is it worth?
Right.
Is it worth it? I'm sure they're making money off of it.
One $10 chip.
One $10 chip.
For sure, they're making boatloads.
And all they're doing is taking a Dorito and dusting it with hot stuff.
Totally.
The profit's probably $9.
Right, more than that.
Yeah,
I'm sure. Even with the fancy packaging.
Right.
I think it's right for them to take a pause for sure and just let it cool off a little bit. But I don't think the company did anything wrong. They tell you a million different ways that it's not for kids.
They sell, like a Jolly Rancher vape pen. There's a lot of stuff out there. You can go down all kinds of.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, that's a weird
It sucks. 14. Geez,
yeah, it's not fair, is it?
No.
So
no,
and then throw a little social media challenge.
Yeah.
All right. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. So, capsaicin, fun fact, only affects mammals. There's a certain protein we make that it interacts with, and that's what makes it burn. But if you pepper spray a bird, it will look at you and question why you are doing that.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Not feel anything.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's crazy. Because I did see somebody, they were giving their chickens spicy pepper for something or other.
Look here. If you're lacking that protein, I'll give you some.
Ew.
Is this on?
What are you going to do? You going to put it in a shot glass? So that's a one-shot challenge I ain't willing to take.
It's one I can't probably fulfill. I mean, it's Friday. I'm pretty tired. Do you think if they pull that, somebody will just take its place? I mean, that's like urban legend stuff. Of course, it's the stupid stuff that's never going to go away. We were at the JJO golf outing eating
scorpion shots.
Scorpion shots.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, peer pressure. I got to do a scorpion shot. There was a little scorpion.
Yeah.
Who died so I could eat him.
Yeah, they were bred only to be put into shots.
Yeah. And then they were freeze dried.
Yeah.
So I ate a scorpion.
Yeah.
And the liquid was good. I can't remember. Was it tequila? No. God dang it, I can't remember.
I think there was different versions. Wasn't there?
There might have been. But the whole thing was the
so long ago.
The challenge of eating the
scorpion shot.
And it was weird because it got stuck in my teeth. It was like chewing on bark.
Yeah.
It was weird.
Picking scorpion out of your teeth.
But I can say I ate a scorpion and lived.
Yeah.
But
I would think so, but you're right. I mean, this is urban legend stuff, right? This is like one kid, and 50 years from now, the legend is going to be that hundreds
did.
Yeah.
Right.
Totally.
It was 7.9 Scoville, 7,000 Scoville, dude.
Right.
Nothing could survive, dude. Even if you touched it, you died, dude. It was unbelievable.
All right.
Well, weird stuff.
Yeah.
But everybody dabbles in it. I mean, there's clearly a market. Taco Bell does the spicy and stuff. There's like a Dorito thing that's super spicy.
Yeah.
Child's play.
The JJO Morning Show podcast with Johnny and D. Listen, rate, subscribe. Catch a new show every Monday through Friday, 6 till 10 a.m. on 94.1 JJO or streaming anywhere in the JJO app. Johnny and D, nowhere but JJO.